Hello guys, it's me again, Wolfwood, and I'm back with another build guide video for you guys. But before we start, just a quick disclaimer. For those who are new to the channel, I make unorthodox builds that are not usually meta. I just love making builds and I'm just sharing them with you guys. Alright, so without any delay, let's check on the build. Alright, so I call this build the AOE Explosive Shotgun MOD build. So this build has a very wide AOE damage and high health regeneration rate. So it's best used against mobs, flying minions, and destroys everything around you as it deals damage 360 degrees. So no matter where you point your gun to, anyone around you will get caught by the AOE damage. Now since this is a mod build, we're going to use Archon for our primary archetype and Challenger for our secondary. And we are going to use the Reality Rune skill for mod power generation and Juggernaut skill for survivability. Alright, so for our amulet, we're going to use Detonation Trigger for increased explosion damage and apply burning damage. Now for our rings, we're going to use Black Spinal, and this grants us healing 2% of max health for 3 seconds whenever we apply status effect damage. Burden of the Follower for the 30% mod power generation. Encrypted Ring. This grants us healing 20% of max health over 10 seconds whenever we use a mod. And Burden of the Destroyer for increased all damage dealt by 15%. For our armor set, we'll be wearing the Leto Mark I helmet, body armor, and leg armor. But for the gloves, we're going to wear the Labyrinth gauntlets so we won't be too heavy and make sure we can still dodge and roll. Now for our relics, we'll need the Tranquil Heart for the 2 health regeneration per second passive skill, equipped with mod cost, mod damage, and health effectiveness relic fragments. Now for our weapons, we'll be using the Sparkfire shotgun for our primary, equipped with the concussive shot mod and pressure point mutator. So basically this is the main attraction of the build. The concussive shot alone is already a powerful mod that deals fairly high damage, but combined with the pressure point mutator makes the build more powerful and efficient. So let me explain how the build works. Activating the concussive shot mod activates pressure point that triggers an AOE blast damage. The blast damage then activates a detonation trigger, which deals fire damage, which also activates the Black Spinal ring and the encrypted ring. This means whenever we use the shotgun mod, we deal damage and heal automatically at the same time. So as an example, let me show you a short clip of the AOE damage and health regeneration of this build. So as you saw from the short clip, everything got deleted and I got my health back up in full in a few seconds just with one shot. Now apart from the primary weapon, we also get more heals when using the secondary weapon, and we'll be using Enigma with the Spirit Healer Mutator. So this mod also grants healing, but the difference is the healing from the Mutator stacks. So it generates 2% health over 10 seconds for every 50 mod power spent. And Enigma is the best weapon for this mutator since Enigma has 7 mod charges. This means each mod used grants healing and it stacks. Let me show you. Alright, so if you watch closely at the bottom part of the screen, you'll see that I'll start healing whenever I use the Chaos Driver mod from the Enigma weapon. Now you'll notice that it stacks up to 7 times and I'm constantly healing. This also activates the encrypted loop ring, which also grants healing. So basically, with this build, you'll be doing damage and heal at the same time. So let me show you how I do my rotation so you'll have an idea how it works. So I would first use the Enigma mod. I'll start doing damage and heal at the same time. Switch to my shotgun, deal some blast damage. And by doing so, I'm dealing burning damage from the detonation trigger, which triggers the black spinal, which grants me healing because of the status damage. Also grants me healing with the encrypted ring every time I use my mod. Then I would switch to Enigma. I would start healing again every time I use the mod, and it stacks up to 7 times. Then I would switch back to the shotgun, like so. Alright, so basically that's how the build works. You just deal damage and heal at the same time. And before I forget, you can use any melee weapon you want. It doesn't matter because you won't be using it much anyway. But I prefer using World's Edge with the Shielded Strike Mutator. And for my traits, will be for the following. Alright, so before we end the video, I just want to go through the pros and cons with this build. Starting off with the pros. So this build has a very wide AOE damage. It deals a fairly high damage even with non-crit hits. And it heals constantly and has a very high survivability. Now with the cons, it has limited range. It can deal friendly fire damage, which can be annoying for others. But if your friends or random players are equipped with the kinship trait, they should be fine. But overall, in my opinion, I'm very biased and I love this build so much. It's one of my favorites. It's easy to use and I'm always confident of not dying whenever I use this build. Alright, so that's our build for today. I hope you like the build as much as I do. Feel free to modify the build to your preference. And for those who are new, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. This will very much help me and my channel grow. And hope to see you in the next one. Bye.